So why did you choose to do anaesthetics, Ben?
So I was first introduced to anaesthetics as a specialty in my 4th year of medical school training, which is when at Leeds you take a placement in anaesthetics. And before that, perhaps quite naively, I didn't really know much about the specialty other than the fact it was related to people going for surgery. But once I'd actually spent some time there in my placement in 4th year, I realised actually what a fascinating and important specialty it is. You have a role in, you administer anaesthetic, whether that's a general anaesthetic or anaesthetising just one part of the patient's body, and you deal with patients from the first days of life up until the last days of life and everyone in between, and have a role in looking after them throughout their procedure and allow that to go through safely. You get the opportunity to work in theatres in the capacity I just described. You can work in obstetrics, you can work in intensive care, pain medicine, and many other options as well. And it was only really, I think the thing that really made me decide that it was something I was very interested in was it really brings together a lot of different aspects of medical school training all into one. So things that you learn right from the start of your medical school career, such as your basic sciences, your physiology, anatomy, pharmacology, physics, it groups them all together, and that's really a really strong underpinning of what anaesthetics is. Alongside that, you learn a lot about advanced practical skills and how to apply these to make patients safe for their anaesthetic and also in the setting of critical care, amongst other things. And those skills are things that you start developing on placement from your first few years of medical school. Alongside that, you get to work with lots of different people. You get to play part in teams day to day in different roles, and it's really interesting that you get such a wide exposure to clinical medicine that not everybody gets, actually, and it's quite a privilege to get that. And really the thing that underpins everything that we've just been speaking about is that you have to have absolutely excellent communication skills, because there's times where you'll be speaking to a patient about a safe, planned anaesthetic which they've come in for from home. There'll be emergency, unplanned procedures that people require for life-saving treatment. And you have to speak to patients and their relatives in the setting of critical care when they're very unwell. And that's just some of the examples where the communication skills which you learn during a university career get put into practice. And really it's all those things rolled into one, which have a real heavy reliance on the things you do learn right at the start from medical school, which I think makes anaesthetics a really very interesting career.